Welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast.
Kevin's eyes look insane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch, and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show podcast.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. It is Friday, going into a big old Mother's Day weekend. Jay-Bird's birthday is tomorrow. He's got the celebration already rolling. He's had a weed beverage. He's now dipping into the Sunny D vodka drinks.
Disgusting. I mean,
Rough, huh?
I am on a very weird ride right now.
Oh, I bet you are.
I don't know if I like it. I don't.
I'm on a ride and I want to get off.
Yeah.
It's like 3 minutes I feel good. And then the next 4 minutes, I'm having the worst panic attack.
Oh, no.
And then 3 minutes, I'm cool. And then the next 5 minutes, I don't feel real.
He asked Panda, we're real, right? This is really happening, right?
I chugged the weed liquid stuff hits me weird sometimes. That hits me different than the nowadays. Whatever I chug today.
Okay.
It's a different high, and I did chug it too.
Yeah, I saw you put it down pretty quick.
Yeah, I
was
wonder
like,
who
yeah, you might-
encouraged that.
Yeah.
We were yelling, chug, chug, chug. But in retrospect, maybe we should have just let him sip at his own leisure.
And when she says we, it's all of the fucked up voices in her own head.
Yeah.
Me and the other alcoholic demons.
Oh my God. And these Sunny D, I gotta tell you, they're not kind on the stomach.
I could have a Sunny D without alcohol, and I would get a hangover.
It's some fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
And I keep drinking them to combat the anxiety attack.
What a ride you're putting yourself on.
I'm on a weird fucking ride.
Yeah, you
man.
can tell.
Happy birthday.
Oh, I cannot. We got to get me out of here. I cannot talk to anybody of importance.
You got it.
I cannot talk to management.
I'll bring you home.
They'll know. They'll see it in my eyes.
Put on your sunglasses, and I'll usher you out of here. I'll carry all your presents. We'll be out of here. It'll be so clean. It'll be a clean operation.
You're my getaway.
I know.
Okay, no, I'm asking. You are my
Oh,
getaway.
yeah,
all right.
I will. I'll take you.
All right,
I'll take
well.
you home. And then I have to go try to find my mom.
Oh, shit.
I know.
Okay.
Oh, no. Oh,
I saw that happen. I was like, that's going to
of a
explode, but we'll see what
bitch.
happens.
When you shake a soda, what happens? You know
Fumble
this.
that thing all over the place. I'm like, you might want to, never mind.
Never mind.
Did I shake it?
I
Yeah,
had knocked over pretty violently. I'm like, okay, I have a feeling this is probably going to do what it just did.
you dropped it.
Yeah.
It's the same as shaking it.
Bro. Man.
Yeah, I know, huh?
Look, it's your birthday.
Oh, it's all over me.
You
Yeah.
look like you pissed your pants.
That happens with age. Oh, yeah, you spit it all over your dick. I mean, it looks like you just really had to go, too.
I mean,
I
you
mean, it's
pissed
all
and
over
pissed
you.
and pissed.
It is all over you.
And I actually really do have to pee.
Wow. Oh, that's going to be something.
All right. Let's get focused. All right. You guys ready to start the podcast?
Oh my gosh. Yes, it's already started.
This is a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see where this goes. We got a question here. Somebody wants to remain anonymous about traveling with weed. He said, my family and I are going to be flying to Montana at the end of the month, and I have my medical license. I would assume maybe the medical weed card is what they're saying there.
Yes.
But I don't want my kids to know that I do have it. They are in their teens, so there is no hiding what it is if they see or hear anything. So how can I fly with my cartridges without getting caught? I thought about putting them in pill bottles like Aleve or Advil and shoving them into my checked bags. Will this make it through TSA?
I don't know about that, but so my buddy went through this, and he just eventually was honest with his kids and said, "This is your father's medicine. This is I go to I went to a doctor,
Yeah.
and this is part of I do this legally,
Yeah.
and kind of explained it that way, and just didn't lie about it.
Yeah, I think you've got two separate things here. One is what are the legalities when you're flying to another state? And 2 is handling it with your kids. And I think you're looking at it like there's almost any kind of shame or whatever, but I like your perspective. And this is nothing more than just medicine in a sense. It was prescribed to you that you take. And we shouldn't demonize it or make it weird or whatever. And, you know, exemplify responsibility and what this stuff is for and how you use it.
Denny's, do you have a napkin? Puddles over here has a giant puddle in front of his workspace.
It is, and it's getting so close to electricity.
I do that.
I am nervous, and I really want to hear what Kevin's saying, but I'm also fearing for fearing for death, and just I don't want to short out the station again.
Yeah. You finally put a final nail in this place.
Puddles.
Right before my birthday.
Yeah.
I die and shut down the station. Thank you, Denny.
Thank you, Denny.
You're a sweetheart.
Always saving the day.
Do you have any info on the flying regulations, Denny's?
Yeah, I mean, you're not supposed to fly with it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I just so if it's Florida, which allows you to have the med card, and you go into other places, either recreational or does allow the med card.
Where's he going? Montana?
Yep.
Montana, I'd have
Are
to
they-
look. I'd have to look at.
I'll
what
look it up
Montana's
right
got
now.
going on. But
Horse country.
in those cases, I would just bring it, and then a lot of times they'll just have you throw it out at the. Like, I know she's not trying to make a scene, or this person's not trying to make a scene for
Yeah.
their kids and stuff, but. When we went to Ohio, I mean, we brought 5. I had 5 in my backpack. I didn't even.
We did?
Yeah.
Medical and adult use marijuana is legal to purchase in the state of Montana by individuals 21 and over.
So it's recreational. So if I'm saying if it's rec, you could just buy it when you're there.
it sounds like it.
Okay.
If it's medical, I mean, I just bring it. I've brought it to Denver before, and they just make you pitch it if they don't want you bringing it.
When I
on.
flew to Oklahoma City, I took my little tincture bottle with me, and I didn't have any issue at all. I put it in my regular bag. I think I might have done carry on, and it still got through.
Yeah, so mine was carry on. I had 5 pens in my backpack. I didn't even hide them. I just threw them in my main pocket, and it went through the TSA scans and everything. If you're worried, you can always throw it on the bag that you check.
Yeah.
I mean, the scan's not going to pick it. It doesn't have enough metal to set off a thing like that.
And also, too, if you're ever in Oregon and you only have one day there, don't buy $150 worth of weed because they're not going to let you bring it on the plane.
The other hack, like you were saying, the tincture, they also sell capsules. You could buy the capsules and just throw those in a pill bottle and bring it.
Wow. Okay.
Then you
I
wouldn't
didn't
even
know
have to
they have it in
worry.
capsule form.
Yeah.
Like okay.
And you can even do your capsules yourself, which is what I did for a long time. You buy them off Amazon, just blank capsules, and I would just squeeze, 5 milligrams in there, up to 30, depending on what I was trying to get turned or not. But
Yeah, I've not heard of anybody that has had a problem with it. I've heard of many people that go through with it. I just don't even think that's anything they want to bother and
It's
shake
not
anybody
necessarily
down on. Yeah,
on the
it's-
radar.
Right. So
Especially if you're going recreational to recreational.
So no need to hide them in your butt.
No, I would say if you do that, it's got to be way more suspicious, right? I'm just saying, I've traveled in the last 10 years, I've probably brought something on every flight. I mean, we're talking 20 flights. I've brought it without any issue.
I can't imagine it would be a situation.
So, according to the TSA, you're not allowed to bring cannabis, including edibles, on a plane. If TSA finds cannabis in your luggage, they are required to report it to local law enforcement, even if you're flying between 2 states where marijuana is legal.
That's what I'm saying. It's still definitely not something they want you doing. I just haven't had any issues with it.
So put it in your butt.
Because maybe sometimes they're not necessarily even.
Well, even in Denver airport, I had some in my bag from hanging out, with my brother and stuff. And they saw it and they just go, "Here, can you pitch this? Is this all you have?" And I said, "Yeah." So they made me pitch it just right then and there.
Okay.
No big deal was made.
Yeah.
Did you, when you went on the flight, did you take tinctures before you got on the plane?
No. No, I took it. I take it to sleep, and that's pretty much when I took it. So, and if they would have said anything, I'd be like, I take it to sleep. And
Of course, he's the Boy Scout, does drugs right.
I know.
He takes it to go to sleep so he can be healthy and productive as a person.
I know, man. Let's get a window seat. Let's take some tinctures.
I mean,
Let's
not
get some
that I
shit.
would, and I'm not opposed to it. I would do it. It's calming. It's nice.
Get some good music going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would just check. If you're going somewhere recreational, you could just buy it when you're out there. If it's not, I mean, I would just get some capsules, throw them in a vitamin bottle. Or the last time I traveled, I think I had 10 loose ones just in a Ziploc bag. I didn't even label it or anything.
Look, when you look at all the rules that are on the books, I think a lot of times people who are at the front lines of enforcement, they're like, okay, just don't be an idiot about it. Just don't celebrate the fact, be cool, and they're not going to enforce it. I imagine probably there's a lot of people at TSA like, we're not going to, look, we're trying to keep planes from getting hijacked and, people from stabbing each other on planes. That should be their main concern, not, a middle-aged dude that's taking his tincture bottle so he can sleep.
That's it. Tinctures definitely, I don't think, raise a flag either by any means.
Well, then you're looking like, oh, what's this all about? And then you got to start questioning. And it's so easy you brought up several examples already of how you can disguise stuff and make it look like it's medical or just a vitamin or whatever.
Yeah, just put it in there. And after you get scanned, that thing that goes around, you have to put your hands above your head, and then you walk in and you have to wait for your bag to come through the conveyor belt. If you look at the screen there, I mean, you can't really see anything. They're looking for, detonators and stuff like that.
Right.
They're not looking for a, 1-inch tall capsule.
So don't follow Virginia's advice and put it in your butt.
I just feel like the scanner's gonna pick that up. They're gonna be like, "What's that metal thing in your ass?"
I've already got too many things in my ass when I fly. There's no more room. No more room.
You want to sneeze.
You're right. The people who probably are bringing cocaine, they probably put it up their butt.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely. Or that they're hiding under a wig.
Or under their taint too. You could probably take a bottle of cocaine and tape it to your nards. No?
Yeah. I think you just want to make sure there's no metal on it. Because
Yeah.
if you go through that scanner, it picks up even like the jankiest bracelet I'm wearing.
Or if somebody's got a hip replacement, it'll pick up the metal rods.
Totally. And then they'll pull you to the side and they'll be like, "Hey, what's that metal?" And if it's, a metal container of blow,
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
but by the way, I'm not promoting that, by the way.
that could be a problem.
I'm not promoting that.
One comment says, put it in your makeup bag. Make sure you have a carry-on light makeup bag with your lip liner, lipstick, mascara, and they won't question anything.
Interesting.
yeah, I mean, I threw my backpack in. Like, we had 5 pens in there, and they.
Do you have 5 friends? They're just all for you.
No, that was for me and him.
Well, we were in.
You and Chugs?
Well, we were in Ohio. We went to that bar that was on the main street that Kevin used to go to.
Oh, yeah.
And we snuck outside to take big rips. So we went in the corner. We're taking these big rips and just blowing these clouds. We were hitting all 5 pens at once. And we turn around and it's a table filled with police officers. There must have been
that's
5 police
amazing.
officers at this table
In
behind us.
uniform.
Oh, wow.
They were off. We turned
We
around.
didn't
We're
see
like,
them.
we started freaking out.
We got paranoid as fuck.
We
Yeah.
didn't see them.
We did
You
it.
guys are Cheech and Chong.
Oh my gosh. We turned around. I'm like, dude, there's freaking 5 cops right
It
here.
was a fleet of cops. And it looked like they wanted to tase us.
Well, we were hitting 5 pens at once.
And we're going, do you think they saw us?
I don't know,
And
man.
there's- I don't know how they could not.
You guys were making a movie and you weren't making a movie.
And then we went back in the bar and uncomfortably hung out with Kevin's childhood friends.
Yes.
And it did not go anywhere.
Those friends like didn't want to really be there.
I don't think. I'm like, you guys going to the Bigfoot Festival tomorrow? Like, no. I didn't plan on it. Like, are we friends?
Yeah, even when I was growing up, marijuana was very accepted. They smoke a lot of weed in southeastern Ohio. In fact, there's a county near us, Meigs County, and they were known nationally for the quality of weed that they grow there.
Really?
Yeah, and it says on November 7th, 2023, Ohio became the 24th state to legalize adult use cannabis. So I think they have recreational.
What year was
It
this?
says sales begin with first dual-use dispensaries opening their doors to recreational consumers, November 7th, 2023. When was
think-
it you guys were there?
We were right before that. I believe.
Right before it was illegal
wow.
still. Yeah.
Okay.
It was
Well,
right
fuck
before.
it. We gotta go back.
Yeah.
Now you don't have to smuggle in your butt.
That's right, man. We didn't see us, right?
Oh my gosh.
5 pens
I
at
mean,
once.
The biggest cloud.
Well, I think the biggest cloud ever came out. And we turned around. I was like, oh my god.
They had to not be looking.
No, they weren't. We just got away with that.
Yeah. Jaybird's got a quick little weed quiz for you, Denny's. Real or fake weed strain?
All right.
Harlequin, I should say. Harlequin. Is that,
Harlequin.
Is that real or fake?
Harlequin. Mm-hmm. That one feels real.
You're going to say real on that one? You are correct. Yep.
Wow.
What about the snout blaster?
That sounds like a Jaybird one.
You are correct. Yep.
Not plastic.
Charlotte's Web.
Charlotte's Web's real. That's a famous strain.
Oh, it is.
You see how he perked up right there?
Yeah, he knew that. Skittles. I think it's like Skittles,
yeah,
but
it's
it starts with a Z.
it's a hybrid. That's real.
Oh, well, okay.
He's so good.
What about the tongue lick tickler?
I mean, that's a Jaybird.
He's just like, yeah, I got this. How about the Ghost Train Haze?
Oh, that's a real one.
Okay, well,
Yeah, Ghost Train.
Train Wreck?
Trainwreck's real. That's a great one.
Train Wreck is real. How about the Rotten Excellent?
I mean, that's a Jaybird strain.
You can't trick this guy.
No, he's
Well, a lot of these, I mean, I buy.
5 pens? You ain't tricking 5 pens. Step off.
Granddaddy Purple.
Oh, I mean, one of the most famous strains.
That's
The GDP, yeah.
I'm wasting my time over here.
The GDP.
He's just bouncing through all of it. We did a raise your hand poll too. 3 out of 4 people on the KVJ show had a secret workplace romance that got exposed. Mine was with a sales girl when I worked in California. It got out in the office. So I think she actually leaked it. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that was uncomfortable. I think Bird has a similar story.
I do. Salesperson.
She leaked it.
It used to be in the old days, man. Some of them sales girls, when you were single, they were irresistible, Virginia.
They, they sold you a bill of goods.
You bought everything she was selling.
Every piece of it. Yeah, and then
Had buyer's regret.
we got into a fight right in front of our head boss's office.
Oh.
Wow.
It was because she was lying. I don't want to get into the details, but she was lying about being single.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Were you the side piece?
I was the other woman.
You were.
Yes, I was.
You were the young hot
and
thing.
and I did not know
You
that.
broke up a happy home.
I didn't know that.
Wow.
I think that was during my mask stunt. So it was really unhinged.
Weird.
You're in a wrestler mask?
She's hooking up with you like that?
I don't want to tell you, Virginia.
You know, there was a scenario that went with it.
I don't want to smell that mask.
Yeah. She was on the mat.
All right, let's figure
Oh,
out.
she was on the mask.
I've had too many Sunny D vodkas.
I know. That's why it's time to talk.
Fruit serum.
Oh, yeah. He had her up against the ropes.
these are disgusting.
Yeah, they look terrible. I think you raised your hand too, right, Virginia?
I did. So I hooked up with a fellow DJ at a radio station.
Is he hot?
He was all right.
Okay.
But he wasn't cool about it. He went around and told people, and he made fun of me. So back before
He made fun of you.
back before I knew about laser hair removal, I had this little patch of hair. I don't know why. It was like growing, like kind of like right here, like by my neck, below my chin. And I would like shave it every so often, but then sometimes I would forget about it. And I just thought it was like peach fuzz, and maybe nobody noticed it. But I guess he noticed it. And so he was telling everybody that when we hooked up, it was like hooking up with a billy goat.
Oh, my God.
Oh my gosh.
That's so painful.
Even the goats are laughing.
Don't you know? I brought my ass to the laser hair removal place, and even though I couldn't afford it at the time, I lasered that bitch off.
Damn, when I hear a story like that,
Whoa.
it kind of makes some of it starts to make sense.
Yeah,
with
why
her.
she
Billy goat.
why she picks on everybody else's flaws.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
She gets everything lasered and just zipped right off. She got called a billy goat
Yeah.
in the office.
By a lover.
Oh yeah. Hurting people hurt people, Bird.
And he wasn't even that cute.
Oh man, and you know he was digging hard.
He was having so much fun making fun of my beard.
Okay, we had 3 out of 4 people that raised their hand for crashing a wedding or a party just for free food and drinks. Mine was a sophisticated tailgate party at West Virginia University for the hospital. We lied our way in and drank all their beer and then got thrown out. Virginia?
I've done it a couple of different times. Just you're randomly at a hotel and there's a wedding, especially in New Orleans. It is so easy to do because everybody's getting trashed, and you can just mix and mingle. The bigger the wedding, the better.
Okay. And Bert, I think you're the other person to raise your hand.
Yeah, it was a Benjamin party that was, but everyone was older. You're like in your 22, 23, but it was known as a Benjamin High School. They were
rich kid party.
Rich kid party. And my crew showed up to get free drinks, and it definitely turned not into a good thing.
Did you get kicked out?
There was almost a big fight, but luckily, cooler heads prevailed.
Okay.
Prevailed?
Yeah, that feels good. Prevail. You
Is
like
this
that one?
real?
Is this real? These fucking things aren't helping at all. They are. Sunny D vodka seltzer.
But you can't stop.
I won't stop.
Yeah, you're hooked.
They are terrible.
Yeah. Virginia, you talked your way into getting a free upgrade or perk. I know you've talked about how you do that kind of stuff at hotels and whatnot. Is it something to do with that or different?
I mean, hotels, it's so easy to do. You bring a gift for the front desk agent checking you in, maybe a little chocolates, maybe a little pastry.
Now, do you have to say it in that annoying, obnoxious tone?
No. What you say is, hey, I just brought this for you, It's a little gift from me and my family. Hey, if you have any upgrades available, we would love that, and we're willing to pay extra if we have to.
Okay.
And then most times they don't charge you extra and they still give you the upgrade.
She is great at doing that. I've seen her do it. You got to really throw yourself out there, though.
You do.
You put yourself out there.
And you
a
know
lot.
what? Sometimes it doesn't work out. And sometimes they look at you and they go, ugh, no. And they look like, ugh, so disgusted by your presence. And you're like, sorry. I've seen that look before.
Would that make
Ain't
you
gonna faze me.
Would that make you uncomfortable, Kev, to ask for an upgrade or try to?
Yeah, I can't do it. My wife does it. She has no problem doing it. And I've gotten a little bit better. I'm still very uncomfortable with it. And she'll a lot of times do it, and I have to just walk away.
Yeah,
I just have to.
Well, if you
can't
bring
do
a
this.
gift, it's an icebreaker. And if you bring a great gift, like, I've done it before where I've brought like a whole dozen of specialty donuts or like a king cake when checking into a hotel in New Orleans during Mardi Gras. If you make it a special gift, it's almost guaranteed you're getting that upgrade and you're not going to pay extra. But you always volunteer to pay extra.
Okay.
Because you don't want to come off like a Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah, it is the art of that. I wouldn't feel bad about that if it was just like, I'm just this job. Oh, that's great that you're going to give that to me. I would never ask for it, but if I did something cool for them and they decided to, I'd be okay with that.
If you're a frequent flyer and you get points with the airline that has first class, you sign up for it. You want the perk and you say, hey, I want the perk. I want to be upgraded to first class. And then they do it based on miles and, seniority and all that. So
the pillows are a little bit softer, a little cooler. The ice is a little bit chiller.
in first class?
No,
Yeah.
at the hotel for the upgrade. What comes with an upgrade? The blankets are just a little bit warmer.
Bigger room. Bigger, nicer room with sometimes a little living room or like a balcony. I know you would hate that, but I love a balcony.
Can I have a downgrade? I do not want a balcony. I'm
He
scared
wants to
of
be
heights.
on the first floor with no windows.
Yeah. Can I stay in the lobby?
He'll stay in the janitor's closet.
I can make it work.
Corinne asked, she said, but then do you look like an a-hole when they say, sure, that's going to be so-and-so amount of dollars and you don't really have it or don't want to spend it?
So at that point, then you're just in a negotiation. And that's happened to me before, too, where they don't want to give it to you for free and they show you the options of upgrading and the different price points. And now you're just in a negotiation. So now you just have to say, okay, I like the idea of that room. You want me to pay $80 more? How about 30? And then see what they say.
Gosh,
Gotcha.
that's so not what I would ever be down to do.
Yeah, that's tough.
I would fucking hate that.
Or you can just say, you know what, $80 is too much. I thought it was going to be less than that. It's no big deal. We'll just stick with the basic room. You can save face by saying that.
Some people, it is a way of life. And I was with somebody when we went to Israel. And in Jerusalem, all the markets are like that. Everything is negotiable. And so everyone is bartering the entire time saying, no, I'll pay that or pay this. And this guy I was watching him and he was getting everything for about 20% of what it was marked as.
Wow.
And he was amazing at it, but I just was in awe of his skill. But the whole time I was so uncomfortable.
Yes, I have about 3 or 4 people in my personal life who are so good at it. It's an art form, and I have to walk away at times because
I
it gets
I get
so uncomfortable.
I don't want to be there when somebody else is doing it. And most times when I'm doing it, my family hangs back. I tell them to hang back because I don't want it to be like weirder than it already is.
Okay.
You're already putting yourself out there and asking for special stuff. And it's already kind of like a little awkward.
I'm the worst negotiator. I go, can I pay you extra to get out of this moment right now?
And I'll still take the janitor's closet.
Yeah, can I get the fuck out of here?
First floor.
And Jaybird, you're the only person who injured yourself during lovemaking.
Which is just shocking.
Injured yourself. What are you doing?
What level of injury?
Well, there was, I really had a big old cut on the back of my leg / ass from pool sex before. And
Oh,
it
yeah? Okay.
really, it was bad to the point where
What's his name?
I was
He
sitting.
bent Bird over a pool table.
Thank you for the pool table. Make me a man.
That's some Roadhouse shit right
Hot.
there. No, just it was my
First time anal.
What'd you get slashed on?
the stairs, the back and forth of the stair.
The concrete.
It cut my leg the back of my leg pretty deeply.
Some gave all.
Yeah.
You were really giving it to her.
Oh, please,
You animal.
He's an animal.
Well, I got an email from Tony, oddly enough, about the Kill Tony podcast that I'm going to tonight at the Kravis Center.
The Tony?
No, it's Tony Vieira who sent this, not Tony Hinchcliffe, who is
Gotcha.
the guy who started the podcast. But he said it's called the Killers of Kill Tony Tour, not Tony Hinchcliffe and Friends.
Yeah, it's gonna be. It'll be a lot of the people probably that he has picked the name out of the bucket that has got some shine throughout the last year or two.
Gotcha, okay.
And that's probably what you're gonna get. And you'll probably have a host that's doing the same format.
Okay. Yeah, and that's really what it is. I just kind of want to see the format because we're hoping to do more KVJ Lives. It's been almost a year since we've done our last show, and that was in Boca, but we do have another one scheduled, and it will be a year to year by the time we do the next one. So, just trying to get some ideas for the live shows. We've done, 3 or 4 of them now?
Yes.
And so, we've tried different things, and we want to mix up the formats a bit, and so I kind of want to see what they're doing and maybe pick up some ideas or things they do and how they just run things for the podcast.
Are we allowed to say what the date is so people can hold it just in case?
I wouldn't yet. Let's get everything locked in and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's basically Kevin saying, "Shut the fuck up."
It's just I don't want to overextend what we're
Far
doing.
be it from me to let people get some respect with their calendars. I just don't want to wait too long and then people start booking all their summer stuff and they're like, I would have gone KVJ, but I didn't know.
Yeah, we had a meeting though, and they said announce it on this date and all that kind of stuff. So if I announce it now, they'd be like, "Hey, fuckface, we agreed that you'd announce it on this day." So yeah.
I didn't go to that meeting.
I think you were at that meeting.
Yeah, I think you were. Okay.
And I'm the drunk high one.
Now, Astra had asked, she said, I've been a loyal listener since 1999. I did get a little out of sync when you guys were down in Miami. I moved out of state as well. Lost you guys until you got back to your station in West Palm. Can you do an ATS podcast dedicated just on the whole Miami story from beginning to end? That would be appreciated. Yeah, I mean, I think we told the story in pretty good detail. I've broken it down even to, tell it in 60 seconds. And
No, I
all that
think
kind
you
of stuff.
broke it down one time in 10 seconds, didn't he?
He
think
told
I
it
did
pretty
do it.
quick.
Was it
Yeah.
10?
I think
Maybe
you
I think it
told the
was 10.
entire thing in 10 seconds. You
Yeah.
nailed it. It was pretty fucking awesome.
Right. So maybe we'll get it and repost it because, yeah, to me, it's a decade in the rear view. And I think finally my final little tap dance was when the radio ratings came out and we were number 3 in Miami. And, our old station's clear back in the dust, even further back than what they were. And it was just kind of satisfying to know that. And I think last January we were even popping up at number 1. So we're doing well in Miami now. And so it's just nice because, that was basically the parting words. Said, yeah, we thought you guys would work here and you're not.
You're not a Miami show. You'll
Yeah.
never make it in Miami.
Yeah. So it was just nice. I'm like, that's kind of odd because I think if given the chance, we would have made it. And so to me, that's just nice. It's nice when somebody tells you you're not going to be able to do something and then you prove them wrong.
We drove by the old station last week. It was kind of
We had
weird.
to go to Joe DiMaggio Hospital. We were down there with
yeah,
KVJ
right.
Cares.
Doing Captain Crust.
Captain
Yeah, it wasn't far
Crust.
from the old station.
It was not far at all from Joe DiMaggio.
No, and there was a video, and I didn't post it because Princess Pepperoni started popping off. I'm like, I don't know if I should post it. or
As we
not.
drove by in the KVJ
Oh,
vehicle, I had to say some shit.
She was talking some gang of shit. I'm like, I don't know if I should post it.
Yeah, Big Prince of Peace says, yeah, station gets a little choppy in Miami, and it might. It's supposed to go down to Key Largo, is where the signal strength is supposed to be, but a lot of times atmospherically, things can get a little bit rough. I've been in Miami and have clearly picked up the station downtown and even a little bit south of downtown, but again, it depends. And if you ever get that, go to the app or, do streaming stuff. So
Didn't you say the Bahamas picks this up pretty clear?
The Bahamas loves KVJ. They pick us up. They actually, we were all they had during Hurricane Dorian because all the Bahamian radio stations got knocked out because of the hurricane. So they listened to us a lot, but they listened to us when they had nothing else.
but they get our frequency.
Absolutely.
That's crazy to me.
They do, and they love us. And especially now that we go over there so often and we bring all kinds of supplies. We just got back from bringing supplies to their hospital. They love that because they need it. Nobody supports them. Nobody brings stuff over to the Bahamas like that. And we should.
yeah, no doubt. Absolutely. They're basically part of the family.
They don't have the infrastructure we have here, and they certainly don't have the government funding we have here.
Right.
They really don't. And they're so sweet. The Bahamian people are lovely.
Yeah, they are. Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you for all the emails and thank you for everybody listening, no matter where you might be.
Dog, it's over?
It's over.
Oh,
Yeah.
fucking 7 more mins?
That means you got to finish all those Sunny D's before we finish.
Chug, chug, chug.
I'm gonna piss my pants.
All right, Bird, enjoy your birthday, Virginia. Have a happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
I'm doing crawfish at my house if y'all want to come over.
Okay.
Crawfish boil on Saturday. Come on.
You do it on Saturday?
I'm doing it Saturday.
Okay.
Saturday. So.
Crawfish on my birthday.
There you go, Bird. Have a great weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday. Goodbye.